Hi, everybody, and welcome. So today we are here again with my good friend and colleague, Amanda from the Travel Agent Next Door, and we're going to be talking to you about plus size travel.
I definitely understand when the clients are asking questions about anything ranging from seats to lounge chairs at the beach, etc.
And if you have some questions about plus size travel, be sure to comment below. First off, you mentioned seat selection. There's so many options these days.
Something to know too is that people of all travel size. People of all sizes travel. No one should be ashamed for the way they look or the size they are. This is the body you have, and that should not prevent you from traveling. These questions that we're getting asked, they are valid questions. I've had them myself. So seats is very important. That's the first leg of your journey. If I can afford premium economy or a higher fare level, I book it because then I know I'm comfortable. I don't feel weird about touching shoulders with anybody else. However, there's times where, say, I was going to Dubai, wasn't quite affordable to go up into those higher levels. So I use Seat Guru. At the back of the aircraft, they went from 3 to 2. There was more wiggle room between the shoulders and the exit. Those are the seats I selected and paid for. So talk to your travel agent about seats. Be upfront so that we can help you from step one to get off on your trip on a good foot.
Now, we've got Black Friday coming up and Cyber Monday, of course. So
Yes.
there's all kinds of great deals on Amazon. But what I did notice the other day is that they had seatbelt extenders.
Airlines all come equipped with seatbelt extenders. Every aircraft has multiple seatbelt extenders. Please save your money and do not buy the ones that you find online because they're not guaranteed to fit the aircraft that you're traveling on. And a lot of the times they're not even FAA approved. So do yourself a solid, save your wallet, and use what the airline provides.
I know that I used to be really guilty of, I would have some caffeine when I hit the airport. I mean, shocker. And then I would grab a breakfast burger from A&W because there was no Tim Hortons in the airport. So by the end of my flight, I had cankles.
My ankles are the only skinny part on my body. So I was in shock when I had these cankles. I came back home, talked to my doctor, and they recommended compression socks. I call them my sexy socks because they're ugly as can be. When I got fitted for them, the person fitting me said, actually, most of the public should be wearing these when travel, keep the blood flowing and prevent blood clots and deep vein thrombosis. And I thought, I never even thought about that when I was smaller.
Now let's talk about one of the most important parts of travel, and that's sleeping, because bedding really comes into play with that. Dreams Resorts, Hyatt, Ziva, and Zilara Resorts, I think their beds are spectacular. You were recently at the Hyatt
Agreed.
Ziva Puerto Vallarta, and I know one of the things that you mentioned was the bedding because it's so comfortable and supportive. But there are other properties that might not have a king bed as such.
I always say a Mexican double is not a Canadian double. My family were two chubby adults and a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old. We were at the Hyatt Ziva Puerto Vallarta and we debated, should we book 2 double beds and a pull-out sofa bed? My husband and I are like, no, we work too hard for our money. We should be sleeping comfortably at night. So we ended up with a king, a double pull-out sofa, and then we ordered a rollaway bed because heaven forbid they touch each other. So the rollaway bed comes and it is literally a twin size mattress on a rolled bed frame. It was amazing. It was perfect. We were comfortable. They were comfortable. Some of the newer resorts are going to queen beds, which is amazing. But I will say, like Disneyland, we don't find a lot of 2 queen bed rooms. There are some, but not a lot.
But if people are booking cheap and cheerful resorts, you're going to have a cheap and cheerful experience. I mean, when they say you're booking
100%.
a cot, you're getting a cot. This is, think camping, not
Yes.
glamping, camping.
Yes.
Exactly. Not nice, not pleasant for anyone to sleep on or spend any amount of time on whatsoever. At higher end resorts, every time I've seen them wheeling a separate bed into a extra bed into a room, it is a proper bed. So you're going to get a quality
Exactly.
night's sleep and be able to go and explore or party or whatever you want to do the next day and be fully rested. Now, footwear is another thing.
I always pack a great pair of Skechers, go walk, flip-flops, and then I usually pack some cute dressy flats and maybe 1 pair of heels, but I will tell you most of the time I don't even wear the heels. If the airline lost my luggage and I didn't pack my carry-on properly, I'd have no bathing suit. Bathing suits aren't $20 off the rack. They're a little bit more to hold everything in. I pack my bathing suit and 3 days worth of clothes and undergarments. The rest of the world hasn't quite caught up to the plus size. Men usually can get away with it. There you'll find a lot of double XLs, t-shirts and shorts and things like that. 100% pack your bathing suit in your carry-on. And not a paid advertisement by any means, but I definitely recommend for the women, to take a peek at Cup Sheath for bathing suits. They fit all different sizes and shapes. You can order one top in a different size than the bottoms, but pack it in your carry-on.
Now, when we go on work trips, we're often touring. Well, you and I have done this where we've been
Yes.
touring. We're looking at rooms, we're looking at the pools, we're looking at the beach, we're looking at the sports facilities, we're looking at the bars, the restaurants, the disco if they have one, the kids club. We're getting our steps in, and it's not uncommon to get 15 or 20,000 steps in a day. And this is not a PC term by any means.
Absolutely.
We call it chub rub. The heat of 1,000 suns between your thighs with
Yes.
every step.
I'm in a hot destination. I love wearing sundresses, but definitely I just wear a little pair of biker shorts underneath. There's creams and lotions that you can buy. Just those little things will save you.
And you can find these products at any kind of running store. Here's something that I learned a few years ago: deodorant sticks.
Yes.
Works just as well. Zip lining, or even going down water slides. Sometimes these things, often for safety reasons, do have weight restrictions.
So this is an area you don't want to fabricate when you think about your weight. It's a safety issue. Zip lining, helicopter tours, riding camels or horseback riding, etc. Know the weight restriction ahead of time, and it's there for a reason. Let's talk about it ahead of time. I'm happy to help you. Again, if these are things that are going to make your vacation, that's what we're here for. We know these ins and outs, especially those of us on the chubby side.
I don't know if you've seen the movie remake of Baywatch. In that movie, one of the fellows had an unfortunate incident on a beach chair. We all have seen those lounge chairs where they've got the plastic slits that go across. It's hot, you're hot, and they stretch. And when you get up, invariably, it pinches you as you get up.
Well, I think the cheap and cheerful resorts, I always joke it. I remember, back in the 90s, every resort, I called them the blue chairs. They were the white plastic chairs with the blue coverings. You know what? They could hold a plus size person. They just weren't that comfy, because as your bum sinks in, the back comes up, etc. Those you will still find at the cheap and cheerful resorts, but at your higher end resorts, they get it. Those aren't even comfy for a regular sized person. Cruise ships, that's a different ball of wax altogether. They have beautiful chairs, again, on the higher end cruise lines, comfortable. I think they take a little bit more abuse because they get set up and put away every single day. You can definitely tell the difference.
Travel is for everybody, regardless of your shape or size, and you don't need to worry. If you are worried, just ask those questions and we're here for you.
We can always find a way to make something work. I'll tell you, I went scuba diving and it was absolutely amazing. We can help ease any of those anxieties and make the right recommendations for your travel.
Thank you everybody for joining us today. If we didn't answer your question, then as I say, please jot them down below and we will be happy to answer them. If you found this video helpful, then please consider giving it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And thanks, Amanda, for joining us today and answering everybody's questions. And we'll see you guys on the next one.